Dr. Bright, there are only 24 hours in a day, and every hour you and your team had to spend on chloroquine is an hour you couldn't work on fighting this virus. Yes or no, did the president's obsession with this issue distract you and others on your team from your mission of saving lives?
It was extremely distracting to dozens of federal scientists who were focused on the coronavirus.
Dr. Bright, you've described pressure from senior Trump administration officials to promote the malaria drug chloroquine and hydroxychlorquine to treat COVID-19 despite the lack of scientific support for this treatment. According to your account, when Bayer offered to donate chloroquine pills to the Strategic National Stockpile on March 17, your team of experts at HHS determined that, quote, there are safety liabilities associated with the drug, close quote, and that, quote, accepting the donation could lead to widespread use that is not supported by any clinical data, close quote. Further, one of the public health experts advising you said, quote, no data available to support that chloroquine provides clinical benefit to the treatment or prevention of COVID-19, close quote. Yes or no, Dr. Bright, are there safety liabilities associated with chloroquine?
There are, yes.
According to your whistleblower complaint at the time of the Bayer offer, the consensus from BARDA and FDA scientists was that it was advisable to wait for additional clinical data before making any recommendations on the use of chloroquine to treat COVID-19. Is that correct, yes or no?
That is correct.
Yet on March 19th, Bayer moved forward and announced the donation of chloroquine, and President Trump told the country at a White House press conference that the drug had, quote, shown very, very encouraging early results, close quote. Yes or no, was the president's statement accurate?
I do not think that was the best informed statement.
In that press conference, the president also said that the drug had, quote, been around for a long time, so we know things don't go as planned. It's not going to kill anybody, close quote. Yes or no, is that statement accurate?
The drug had been around a long time for its use in malaria, but it had not been around for a long time for its use in COVID-19 patients. That's a different indication, different clinical outcome, and the drug can behave differently in those people.
Yes or no, is it true that within days of that press conference, you received urgent instructions from HHS General Counsel passed from the White House directing you to obtain the authorization necessary to make the drugs widely available to the public?
That's true.
Yes or no, did the pressure from the White House and HHS General Counsel put you in a difficult position?
Yes.
And how did you handle this pressure while still trying to protect the American people?
We had to come up with the alternate solution that our administration would accept.
Yes or no, did the administration respect this compromise?
They accepted it eventually. The emergency use authorization option was accepted by Dr. Cadillac and the administration, yes.
What I'm aware of, and I would agree with that the HHS Assistant Secretary for Health, Admiral Brett Goyer, on April 4 said this compromise, quote, matters not, close quote, and that the drug needed to go to pharmacies as well as hospitals. Dr. Bright, there are only 24 hours in a day, and every hour you and your team had to spend on chloroquine is an hour you couldn't work on fighting this virus. Yes or no, did the president's obsession with this issue distract you and others on your team from your mission of saving lives?
The directive we received to prioritize and put an expanded access protocol in place within 48 hours was extremely distracting to dozens of federal scientists who were focused on the coronavirus outbreak. They had to set aside all other work to try to put together this protocol in the 48-hour directive time period.
Yes or no, did it distract from efforts to prepare for this crisis, including securing PPE and ramping up testing and the production of other essential supplies?
It distracted from their efforts in developing other vaccines and drugs and that they were focused on at that time. It was a different group of individuals who were focused on procuring PPE.
Dr. Bright, just yesterday, the president questioned the test